Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mile Manor Movie Review with your host, Tim.
and Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about what we do in the shadows.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it.
Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun.
It's a rerun.
That's what she said.
Giggity, giggity.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Winter is coming.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny!
You wanna hug it out? Bing pots. Dairy. Legendary.
All right, we'll start with a few questions. So, why this movie? Besides, it's a great movie.
Besides that, and I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit, Taika
Waititi.
I was watching a bunch of interviews, and he says Waititi.
YTD?
When he introduced himself. I don't know if that's just him being funny or what, but yes, Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit's coming out or is out, I think.
In select theaters. I don't think it's out
wide.
Yeah.
But that's out, and kind of wanted to watch some more of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a episode of the TV show.
Yes. I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah, you watched the
You
series.
watched a good one, though, right?
I did.
You
I watched the one with
them,
with
right?
the vampire council.
Yeah. And they're in it.
Yeah. With the full council, I should say.
Yeah. With the full council.
Yeah. And do you remember the first time you watched this movie?
Yeah, it was right after Thor Ragnarok came out. And
It's a great time to watch it.
I didn't know about it. Yeah, I think it was on Prime too at the time. And Luch was like, "Yeah, if you liked Ragnarok, you're gonna like this.
Yeah.
It's the same director." So we watched it, and
I was gonna say,
he
I
was
think
not
I'd
wrong.
heard about the movie,
Yeah.
but I never.
I had
never
seen
looked
it.
into it.
I had seen it like while passing through, like flipping through Amazon, and then I just assumed it was what is that? Dark Shadows.
Oh, okay,
with, Johnny Depp. I just thought they were one and the same, so I was like, oh, I really don't want to watch that.
I don't want to watch that.
No, I just thought they were the same movie.
Different posters and everything.
I didn't really think about it. And I'm glad I watched it though.
Yeah, my first time was last night, so it was hilarious, and it's short enough to where it's like you can get a bunch of stuff done while watching it and not miss anything. So that's what I was doing. I had it on in my room, and I was
going through
getting things together and going through everything.
Nice. Okay, let's jump right into our first segment, a Tim and Tony review of What We Do in the Shadows.
Hold on to your butts.
This week we will be talking about Viago, Deacon, and Vladislav, who are vampires finding that modern life has them struggling with the mundane, like paying rent, keeping up with the chore wheel, trying to get into nightclubs, and overcoming flatmate conflicts.
It's a great description.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That is a very accurate description. Yeah, it's basically goes through the movie without ruining too much. I think I don't know who's going.
What was the last movie? Dogma?
Dogma. I think I went first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yeah, because I did my recasting. Yeah, so you go first with your top 5.
All right. Honorable mentions the cast. But going into it, I think I only knew Vladislav from Dinner with the Schmucks. And Taika from directing and Korg. But, like, I don't know, the Deacon's, like, a perfect cast. Like, all the people in it. Stu is just phenomenal. Nick. I mean, yeah, it's just a great... The cops are, like, perfect. Just a fantastically cast movie. And then my other one is Stu. It's just a great character. Just that montage of him teaching them things is like one of my favorites.
And I like your fact about it later.
Yeah,
that makes it even better.
Yeah, but what is it when he's teaching him Taekwondo or whatever? Yeah. He's, hello, like blocks him. Hi. And then the Unholy Masquerade at the very end of the movie is great with all the zombies and
everyone getting
vampires.
Zombie. There were no werewolves, right?
No werewolves. It was just zombies. And
it was basically the undead.
Yeah. And then my number 5 is like the small things, like the vampire tropes, like they can't see the reflection. Yeah. And so when you're even in the Unholy Masquerade, there's only 2 people. The zombie and Stu are the only ones in the mirror.
Or like they're like doing like
He's holding the cup, or when they're drawing the paintings of each other to see what they
you
look
just
like.
see their outfits for going out. I thought that was hilarious.
They did, they just used the trope so well, like the silver, where he's wearing the silver necklace from his beloved. It's just like, oh, it's burning. What's another one?
It's not like a puppet show almost, but when they're like, oh, but the teacup
it's
is floating.
floating.
They're just kind of doing that to pass the time.
What is another? Oh, like the vampire hunter.
When they go
real.
to the clubs.
Oh, having to get invited in is hysterical.
Hilarious. No, just invite.
No, you were gladly welcomed in. They're like, yes, finally.
There's only one underground vampire bar.
Yeah, just those little things that they took from vampire lore and made them hysterical is great. My number 4 is Deacon dancing. It's like 30 seconds long, but I'm doing an erotic dance for my friends.
You ruined it.
You ruined it.
I was really getting into it. They were enjoying it.
Number 3 is the werewolves, or swearwolves. We're not swearwolves. Yeah. It was just funny them running into them in the beginning or middle of the movie and then the end.
Right.
That was a
at
nice
the beginning,
touch.
you're like, oh, okay, we're not going to run into them again. And then they show up.
Why are you wearing jeans? Those are going to rip. Wear your track pants. You grow into those.
Oh, we're not swearwolves. Look, I'm getting really stressed out right now.
It's almost a full moon. Yeah, there's a bunch of great lines when they run into each other. And then in the show, they use the werewolves really well.
Oh, that's nice at the area.
Yeah. Number 2 is the flatmate meeting it just sets the perfect tone for the movie. Like, you haven't done the dishes in 5 years. See the wheel? It hasn't moved in 5 years.
Also, I love the wheel. It's like
you didn't use it, but Deacon, you're a real cool guy, but you need to just. I'm glad to hear I'm cool. And Flash, I was like, that's not the point.
Both of them were like, okay, that's great, but that's not the point you're supposed to be getting here.
Is Peter coming? No, he's 8,000 years old. He's not coming.
Should we wait for him?
It's a perfect setup for the movie. And then number 1 is just the premise, and the mockumentary style works very well for this.
It does.
And the show,
for them telling this kind of story, that's how you had to do it.
Because you like get to interview them, and I don't know, it just works very well. And such a random thing, just following around vampires doing normal things. It's so simple, but it's hysterical.
It almost adds to the humor. Where it's like people wonder what would they do, and it's just the same thing as everyone else.
But those are my top 5.
Okay, so for my top 5, my honorable mentions, I kind of just thought of this one too, but like their accents, where it's like slightly the vampire trope, where it's like it's not like Romanian or Transylvanian, like with like
something like that. Yeah,
that's just funny how they all play into it, and with their like New Zealand accent mixed in there too. It creates this perfect one. Another honorable mention is like all the wire stunts when they're flying,
fighting.
Especially the first one when they get like pulled up into the ceiling, and you see him like pushing off the ceiling to try and correct himself.
Yeah,
because clearly they're like, all right, we got like 1 or 2 shots at this. But yeah, like all the flying.
Nick trying to get into the window. It's like, just trying to balance himself.
It's like, come to the front door. It's like, why? I can fly.
I can fly now. The neighbors will see you.
And then my number 5 is the intro theme song. Like playing over the whole intro, basically. But just like listening to the lyrics, it was pretty funny.
They used the same one for the show too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. But yeah, it just sets it up how it's like just a humor thing throughout the whole thing. My number 4, like you mentioned, is kind of like the documentary / I put reality show style, where it's like you get like their candid interviews,
but then it's
like their one-on-ones
following, as well.
So kind of like Survivor and like Big Brother and all those shows.
Where pull them off to the side,
right? It's like, or they comment on something,
that's happening.
Goes right into it. But that style worked for how they wanted to tell the story. My number 3 probably could have been an honorable mention, but I extended it to the other part. But the dance floor, when they're at when they finally get into that one club.
Oh, and it's
just
lighting
like a bunch of squares, and it's just like lights underneath it. I thought that would look cool.
Sims.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. It looked cool, and then all the dance moves. So like Deacon's dance scene, basically.
And Taika doing the he's like sniffing the girl's neck and stuff, almost biting her,
getting her ready.
And then is it Vladislav who's like hypnotizes the girl right away and just starts dancing with her?
My number 2 is when the police come to the house.
You will not notice anything
out of the ordinary.
They're flying and fighting,
and then they're stuck there. And then like
it does that
cutaway where he's like, I hypnotized them, but I'm not very good at it. It could wear off at any second.
And then the one cop's just like, whoa, did you notice that? No smoke detector. It's just like,
nope, there's not one down here either.
There's not one down here either. You got a bunch of flammable stuff underneath the electrical box.
What's this guy doing? Oh, that's our drunk friend. He's just sleeping.
Dead vampire hunter. That's not too comfortable. He's going to wake up and feel terrible.
It's got a concrete block on him.
Yeah, and then I love even the police answering the werewolf call.
Oh, yeah.
We found him. It's just like one dog.
A normal dog.
He's going to have to be put down at the end of the day.
But yeah, that whole including them into it was another funny decision. That paid off because it could have been pretty bad. And then my number 1 is the werewolves. So like all the scenes when they run into them, just like in public, and then the ending where it's like, after the first half hour, the smell kind of went away, and then they're actually
we open the windows.
Pretty cool guys.
I'm like the alpha male. He's just like talking to them.
People usually follow what I do.
When I laugh, everyone laughs. Or when I tell a joke, everyone laughs. Why are you laughing? I don't know. You failed.
But yeah, those are my top 5.
All right, a few problems. I mean, with the comedy, there's really none. But there were talks of getting a werewolf spinoff, and it never happened. So I would count that as a problem. But
yeah, well, isn't it
we
like
did get a TV show? So
isn't it like what we do in the moonlight?
Yeah,
they could absolutely just do what we do in the and then fill in the blank because it's like a 90-minute, not even.
Yeah, I think it's less than that. Yeah.
So it lends itself to.
Did you watch past the credits though?
I'm gonna have to pull up my rental then.
There's one at the very end where Deacon, it's like, you will not remember anything you just saw here, and like tries to hypnotize everybody. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but I didn't have any problems with the movie.
Yeah. Same.
It's almost a perfect vampire movie.
Yeah. All right, favorite quotes. My first one is it's the interviews, like when they pulled him away, and it's Deacon and Vladislav, and they're talking about drinking virgin blood.
Oh, yeah.
And Deacon's, I think we drink virgin blood because it sounds cool, and then it goes to Vladislav, and he's like, I think of it this way: if you're going to eat a sandwich, you would just enjoy it more if you knew no one had fucked it. It's just like, and the way he says it, you almost think he's gonna say like, as long as no one took a bite from it,
right?
He just goes, no one fucked it.
And that accent and the inflection he puts on it, it's hilarious.
Number 2 is Deacon again, or it's all of them when the cops are there. The cops are leaving the basement after telling them all the safety violations. He's like, wait, let's kill them. Viago's like, no. Vladislav goes, well, let's just see what other safety points they have, and then maybe we'll kill them.
Like, no, they're making some good points here.
Yeah, we need to do something about these.
Let's see if we can use any of this.
And then the last one is Vladislav talking about Viago. Viago? I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
He was an 18th century dandy, so he could be very fussy. And then they show all the past pictures of all. I love when they did that. Yeah, showing the past pictures,
showing them in history.
Yeah, Vladislav the poker.
For my top quotes, My first one is Vladislav. He goes, I go for a look which I call dead but delicious. Also, he has the most outrageous outfits. Whenever they show him getting ready, or when he shows up at the Unholy Masquerade.
All white.
White, yeah. My second one is kind of like it's Deacon when they cut to like their solo, telling them their story. And he goes, I was a Nazi vampire after the war, which the Nazis lost. I don't know if you know that the Nazis lost that war. If you were a Nazi after the war, and he kind of like makes a gesture like, and then, and if you were a vampire, same thing, kind of like. And then he goes, and if you were a Nazi vampire, no way.
No way. He's like, so I was out of there.
Yeah, so I got it. And then my third one is right before they go to the Unholy Masquerade. Vladislav goes, leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet. Fiacco says, what are you bidding on? He goes, I am bidding on a table.
Bidding on a table. I lost a scarf in the silk scarf in 1812. Google it.
Yes, type that in.
Google it.
When kind of unrelated, but when he sends the text message and he like motions over to it and his phone gets, he's like, oh.
There's a crucifix behind you. And they're just laughing. Or what is it? Do you enjoy eating worms? Yes. That's another great one.
No, it only works if it actually looks like
worms. Oh, did you just eat that? Nick's just throwing up from eating the fry.
Oh, it's just like, what's the word? Projectile vomit.
Yeah.
Of
just blood.
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Just like their reaction, like all of them are like, oh no.
I can't eat chips anymore. I'm done.
The bat
fight.
Bat fight. The only thing the show does not better, but like that they threw in there is when the one guy, when they turn into bats, or at least the one guy does, he yells bat. Bat! And he flies and turns into a bat.
Yeah,
I think it's funnier.
That's totally better.
Yeah. Bat!
I would absolutely, if I could do that, I would absolutely
yell
bat and then
turn into.
Okay, let's move on to some TNT trivia about the movie, starting with Who Am I?
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts!
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman!
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot! Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, bitch!
All right, we will start with Who Am I?
Yes, you go.
Yeah, I will give you mine first. First movie, and their 4 IMDb's, is Flight of the Conchords. Nice. Yes Man.
What? Okay, I think
Pirate Radio. And What We Do in the Shadows.
My first guess would be the guy that plays Deacon, but I might be wrong. That's what I'm gonna guess.
That's your guess? That is incorrect.
Okay, my next guess is the guy that plays Nick.
Incorrect.
Oh man, is it?
I think I got you.
Yeah, I think you did. Because I swear I looked this up when I was looking at mine.
I can't believe Yes Man. Have you seen Yes Man?
Yes Man.
With Jim Carrey?
Ooh, then maybe not. Oh boy, you definitely might have gotten me then.
Did you concede?
Let me keep looking.
Let me keep looking.
Okay, yes, I concede.
Ray's Darby.
Oh, damn it. I knew that.
Anton the werewolf.
The werewolf.
The alpha male werewolf.
See, you know what? I didn't scroll far enough because he's like all the way down there.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't show up. That is a good one.
I got 2 facts. He was in the New Zealand Army from 1991 to 1994. And he was the voice of Crash Bandicoot in Skylanders Academy.
Oh, no way.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That's hilarious. Okay.
All right.
My Who Am I? I almost told you the name.
I went to the show.
I did that for my first time, too. I'm like, nope, that's not. Okay, I'm known for Flight of the Conchords, What We Do in the Shadows.
I have a sort of.
What's your?
It could be a couple. Yeah, 2 of the
it could
guys.
be, because a lot of them look like they were Flight of the Conchords. Men in Black 3.
Oh, yeah, I know it now.
And Moana.
It's a good choice.
Which I have to see.
Oh, really?
I still haven't seen Moana yet. I know most of the songs, but...
Jermaine Clement.
Yes.
He is hilarious. And he directed it with...
See, I was like, why does the guy look so familiar? It was totally Men in Black 3.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure that's the one where I'm like, that's what I know him from.
I know one of the first was definitely Dinner with Schmucks. I'm trying to see what else he was in before that. Yeah, but...
While you're looking that up, I've got a couple trivia facts. He describes his heritage as part Maori and part European, which would probably explain the Moana thing if he was in that.
Yeah.
He met Taika Cohen, or Taika Waititi, his real name, I guess, at Victoria University, and they went on to form a comedy group, I guess.
Yeah, I did read that.
Which is pretty funny. He was also a writer and cast member of the TV show Skits in New Zealand, which sounds like a SNL type for New Zealand. That's pretty
good
cool.
name for it.
Yeah, really.
Right to the point.
Saturday Night Live, you're like, what? Wow.
Or Mad TV. They both sound this.
Yeah,
it could be anything.
Now we know what they mean, but back then it's like, what is going on?
All right, we got random facts about the movie. This one's crazy. About 125 hours of footage was shot.
That's insane.
Most of which was improv from the cast, and the process of editing down to 90 minutes took almost a year.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
A lot of the time, I think that both of them, Clement and Waititi, would just go, like, they had the script and they wouldn't tell anybody what it said. So they would just do what they would do and see how they would
see what everyone else does.
And then, like, sometimes, they would just like, all right, now you do this and we'll react. Yeah,
that's a good way to do an improv show or movie if you're gonna do it.
The man who plays Stu is not an actor, but actually Stu Rutherford, a part-time business analyst for a Wellington company, Forks, yeah. He was hired for the film under the impression that he'd be working on computers and would play a small part in the film. He plays somewhat of a
big part, yeah.
One of the bigger ones, actually, besides the main.
You could see how they would be like just a small part in the beginning, and then I think they just kept going back to it, and it worked.
Yep.
I enjoyed it so much.
Then my last one is one of the most heavily pirated films of 2014. When it came out.
That I could see. Because I think it was just Kickstarter. It was like a Kickstarter movie to be released into theaters, is what I saw. Mm-hmm. So that would be... Yeah, it's people like, I want to see it, but I'm not going to pay for it. My few facts about the movie. My first one is the building used for the exterior shots of the vampire's house used to be Peter Jackson's office.
That's funny.
Yeah. And that's not the same one as the show, right? Is it?
No, because they're in New York.
That's right. Yeah. My second fact is that the side of the Cathedral of Despair, where they have the Unholy Masquerade, has the nameplate Victoria Bowling Club, which I thought that they were implying that the bowling club is like where like it's so bad. So I included that because of the bowling fact.
Just because of the bowling.
Because of that. And then my third one is that you kind of mentioned it earlier. Vlad refers to himself as Vlad the Poker, a play on the infamous Vlad the Impaler, the 15th century Transylvanian potentate, who was the primary inspiration for Dracula.
What is it, when they're on face? You could poker.
Yeah, poker. He's like, yes,
oh yes,
do that.
Yes, do that.
He's like, yeah, I know. This is my torture dungeon. I don't get down
I
here
don't
much
get
anymore.
down here that much. And then, so final thoughts. I mean, there's a bunch for 90 minutes. It's like almost every 30 seconds there's a joke. But I love when they when you finally find out the Beast is his ex-girlfriend.
They keep showing like these images where it's like this big creature,
a monster, just and it ends up being his ex.
Yeah.
It's his mortal enemy, the Beast.
I have it on good authority. I might be the guest of honor. But don't do that, buddy.
There's.
But yeah, like you're right. It's like basically beat for beat. Like whenever they go to a next scene, it's like there's jokes.
There's
there's
so many good quotes from it. And just everyone's looking at this 96-year-old and a man 4 times their age.
But you know what? I don't care.
But I don't care. They may call me a cradle robber. What else?
Like the 2 like girl vampire kids.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
you're gonna kill a pervert tonight.
Yeah, we're going to meet a pedophile. Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're going to meet a pedophile. Then you see him killing him later.
You see them kill him.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, go see it. I don't know why.
Definitely recommend it.
But the show is also just as good, even without them. It's still fun. Like the
main 3,
the main 4, because they have a they include a different vampire, which I think is almost like they're close to their Stu, like they were thinking of, but they turned Stu into a vampire.
That's what I thought. And then like the familiar stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that would have been like that's kind of in the show, right?
That's in the there's one of the guys has a familiar.
That's what that guy is. Right?
Yeah.
But my limited knowledge of the show.
What do they call him? It's like an emotional vampire. Like he just bores you to death or something. It's like, and he like drains you while he's talking to you. And it's God, what's his name from The Office? He worked in the warehouse. Craig gave him those gloves, and he's like, "Oh my god, Daryl, thank you so much."
What
is his name? Dwight hires him then to to do stuff around the building.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Haven't you noticed that gum is a little mintier lately? Like, God, what is this? It's I want to say,
I had it and then I lost it.
Oh, actually, I could go right to what we do in the shadows. It should pop up.
It should be there, yeah. Oh yeah, right on the show.
Yeah, what is his name in The Office though? Nate. There we go.
Oh, okay, yeah, Nate.
But yeah, the show does a very good job of such a simple idea as well. And they add,
right. I was gonna say
it's not like beat for beat the same thing. They add to it.
Right. You have to add something for it being just like an hour and a half show.
Yeah.
Or movie, but from what I've seen, it looks like they continue it.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that I liked is how they reference like how he for the one party he went as a nun. And they're like, the dead
when
didn't go over well.
From Sister Act and Sister Act 2.
And then he's like, I want to go as Blade. He's like, no. He's a vampire hunter.
Everyone loves him, though. He's a vampire hunter. Everyone loves Wesley.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I'm trying to think of what else.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through the movie, and that's basically...
Yeah, his familiar is pretty funny. She's like, "You're wasting my prime years." He's like, yeah, so remember the dentist? And just like telling her all these things.
Yes, the dentist. And she's got like a family.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. I think
that pretty much covers everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So next up, we will pretend like we're in charge and recast the movie. I will go first. So Viago, I'm going to go with Jason Bateman as my 18th century dandy.
I have a guess already, but it's unconfirmed.
Vladislav, I'm going to go with Benicio del Toro.
Oh, you have thrown me for a loop. Okay.
Deacon, I'm going to go with Seth Green.
I
can see him doing the dance.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nick, I'm going Joe
Manganello.
There you go.
Oh wow!
Yep, I think I got you on this.
You definitely did.
Stu, I'm gonna go with McLovin, Christopher Plaz,
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Mintz-Plasse, yeah. He could play the boring guy. Peter, I'm gonna go with James Spader. He'll play a creepy
I like
vampire.
it. Yeah, totally.
I was thinking Robert California for sure. Jackie, I would go Judy Greer. This one I really like.
She's so good.
She would be
She could do anything. Yeah. Just picturing.
Oh, is the familiar doing stuff for and
just her voice, like
Anton, I would go Luke Evans.
Okay.
So what's he in? Fast and Furious. I'd go with him as the werewolf.
Isn't he in Frankenstein or Dracula?
It's Dracula Untold. I have not seen that yet.
Neither have I.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I.
The Beast, I'm gonna go with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Ooh. Who did you go with, Vladislav, again?
Benicio. So I can see that.
Yeah, totally.
And then I added one. The zombie, I would do Simon Pegg.
That's a good one.
Do you have a guess?
Oh, jeez, no. Luke Evans would have told me some sort of other like vampire horror. Ooh, I'm gonna go with horror movies. Horror movie actors.
You're close. It's more specific than that.
More specific. Oh. More specific than just horror movie. So like horror comedy movie? Horror spoof?
No, you're getting farther from it now.
Colder. Okay, yeah.
Okay. I switched it. So all the vampires are played by people who have been werewolves.
Oh.
And all the werewolves are vampires. And then Simon Pegg didn't turn into a zombie. So,
Nice. So
Bateman was Teen Wolf 2.
Okay, so basically, okay.
Yeah, Benicio was the Wolfman. Seth Green.
Yeah, he was.
Seth Green turned into one in Buffy.
Yes. Damn, that's where
Joe turned into one in True Blood, I guess.
I could totally believe that. Yeah.
Christopher Fright Night, Spader Wolf with Michelle Pfeiffer actually, and Jack Nicholson. I've actually seen that one. That one's not bad. Really? Judy Greer in Cursed, 2005. There's a bunch of people in that movie as well.
She's been in a ton. We'll have to look up Cursed.
You got Luke Evans, Dracula
Untold. I was going to say that. I was like, that I know.
Yeah, and then Michelle Pfeiffer, Wolf, and then Shaun of the Dead.
Nice. Simon Pegg. I like it.
Yeah.
Solid list. Okay, my recasting. Honestly, you'll probably be able to get it just on my first one, but I do like how I placed people. Okay, so for Viago, Steve Carell.
Do I have it already?
Yeah, you do.
Have we been talking? Did we already talk about this too?
No.
No?
Vladislav, I went with Ed Helms.
Yeah, we talked. We mentioned it at least.
We mentioned it, and that's why I kind of stopped talking about it.
That's why I stopped talking about it. Vladislav, Ed Helms, though. Okay.
Yeah. Deacon, I went with John Krasinski.
That's a good one.
For Nick, BJ Novak.
Okay.
Stu, I went with Brian Baumgartner.
I would have thought Rainn Wilson, but that's a good one.
Yeah, Rainn Wilson is gonna give me a problem. Okay. I had him in several different places. For Peter, I went with Creed.
That's perfect. Creed. Oh, I wonder what your theme is.
Well, his name is Creed
His
Bratton.
name is Creed Bratton, yeah.
Jackie, I went with Jenna Fisher.
Okay.
Anton, I went with Rainn Wilson. And then the other
werewolf.
and then I extended it. The other werewolves would be like Cousin Moe's. And
oh, okay. That's pretty good.
And then the Beast, I went with Angela.
Okay.
So that's why I switched.
Where are you gonna do Rainn as Vlad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was like, no, it would be funnier
if it was Ed. Okay, that works just as well too. Yeah.
So I wonder if you can guess what my theme is.
It is actors from The Office.
That is correct.
That's funny, and we were talking about Nate too.
Yeah.
He could be one of the werewolves.
Yeah,
It works.
Throw him in there.
Throw him in there.
But now it's time for us to rank our top 5 vampire movies.
And this works very well for Halloween as well.
It does, yes. It's also
for us not doing a horror month this time around.
True.
This works out.
It's hard because we did the big horrors last year.
Yeah.
But now there's a bunch of new ones coming out. So.
Yeah. All right. Top 5 vampire movies. My honorable mention, Shadow of a Vampire, which is John Malkovich and William Dafoe playing Nosferatu. It's produced by Nicolas Cage. It's a bizarre movie. It's them making a movie about vampires. Like in the whenever, like 1930s or something.
Oh, okay.
Like a silent. They're making a silent movie about vampires.
I think I saw it when
But he really is a vampire.
I googled vampire movies, and I think that was one of them.
One of them,
like,
yeah.
That looks interesting. I have to watch that.
Second one, Van Helsing for honorable mention. I do. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it.
Way too low on your list.
It's not much farther down than yours.
Well, like I said, stay tuned for some updates.
My number 5 is Daybreakers with Ethan Hawke. I thought that was a good premise. It was different than your normal vampire,
right? And not just a straight vampire movie.
These top ones were tough, but 4 I go From Dusk Till Dawn. That's I don't know, Salma Hayek with the giant snake and turning into a vampire is just great. 3 Blade, all of them I guess. Mainly 1 and 2 though.
I was just
3 is not as good.
Yeah. And then they are remaking it, so we'll see how that.
Number 2, I had to go Underworld. Even though I don't think I've seen the newest ones.
Dude, there's so many Underworld.
The first 3 though are great.
I've definitely seen
1, 2, and Lycans.
I've seen parts of all of them, I think.
But Kate Beckinsale's great as a vampire.
Ooh, okay. We'll get to it.
We'll get to. And then
she's also in Van Helsing.
Oh yeah.
Not as a vampire.
Not as a vampire.
She's on the Werewolf family.
And then number 1, What We Do in the Shadows. Tropes all.
Yeah, it encompasses everything basically.
And does a very good job.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions, I'll throw out there. I think it's Interview with a Vampire. With like Tom Cruise and
I've seen parts, but
I
couldn't tell you.
Parts.
I couldn't.
Brad Pitt,
I've
seen parts of it.
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes of it total, if
maybe.
that.
Oh, Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah,
it was one of her first movies, I think.
But I know of the movie,
right? Yeah, it's one of those. I know of it. I've never actually seen it all the way through. My number 5 is Underworld.
Okay,
because like I said, I've only seen most.
Yeah,
I think of the parts I've seen would fill an entire movie.
Yeah.
But I get the premise.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are really good. And then 3 is like a prequel without her,
right? And then
still good.
And then they're like, didn't do well. We need her back.
But 1 and 2 are fantastic all the way through. Scott Speedman,
yeah.
I was gonna put him in my list, but I ended up not doing that.
My number 4. Yes. Because I'm moving it.
Number 4.
My number 4, 30 Days of Night.
That's a good one.
I remember seeing that in theaters, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's with Josh Hartnett, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when they're in Alaska.
Yeah.
When the sun doesn't come up.
For 30 days.
For 30 days.
For a month?
Yes. A month of darkness is not as cool as a title. Although that would be my sequel. My sequel to 30 Days of Night is A Month of Darkness.
A Month of Darkness.
Daybreak. My number 3 is What We Do in the Shadows. Hilarious.
Yeah.
It hits all the vampire tropes and werewolf tropes.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
See, I've never seen it.
It's really good. I have it VHS.
Is that Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman and who else? It actually has a couple other.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, I think.
Yeah,
it's that one. But yeah, so that one. And then my number 1 is Van Helsing.
It's a good one.
Yes. While it's not a strictly vampire movie, he is the main. He is the main bad guy.
I mean,
and that's
basically
a lot of those
what
movies, the entire
story
story is about.
A lot of those movies, though, 30 Days a Night. The good guys are all humans, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So,
So
my
I
number one
count it.
vampire movie is definitely Van Helsing.
And you get a little bit of everything.
You get a lot.
Frankenstein.
You get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You get Dracula. You get Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
You get
Lightning.
like Friar Tuck, basically.
How did this get made?
No, you get
there's one they do like read the Amazon reviews, and one guy's review is like, "This is the best Lightning movie I've ever seen." There's like one strike per 5 minutes. Like,
at the end of the movie, I'm familiar. No, it's Faramir is the guy. I'm thinking.
From he was in 300.
He was in 300. Yeah, and of course Hugh Jackman.
Yes,
I mean,
very true.
So that would be my top 5 vampire movies.
It's a good list. All right, for our last segment, let's talk about the geek news.
Clark Kent, just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
Oh, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
All right, first up on the docket, the Mandalorian trailer. The final one.
The final one.
Yeah, because
comes out in 2 weeks. Just under 2 weeks.
When is it?
12th.
12th? Oh, I can't wait. Looks good.
Like I said, I'm hoping I'm going to try and get it for free. So
because I think the streaming service starts the 8th.
Oh yeah, the 8th.
I think it starts earlier.
Yeah,
and then the show. I think they did the same thing with Titans.
Yeah, where it's like they start the platform and then. Yeah, the 8th is the Friday, and then I think the Tuesday it drops.
Yeah, it looks good though, and like I love we haven't seen Bill Burr in any of the other trailers, right?
This is the first one.
I can't wait to see what his character is going to be.
Clearly, dark side.
Because everyone else, I don't know, like are action stars or they fit in the world. It seems like,
Bill Burr's
but he just doesn't. I mean, yeah, I guess he was in Breaking Bad, but he was like. Barely anything.
Even then, it was just a small part.
Yeah, so
this looks cool because this is in between.
I thought it was just after or in between.
Is it in between 3 and 4?
4
and 5.
No.
5, 6.
It's between
5 and 6, maybe
5 and 6.
Yeah,
because the Empire is like just fallen. I think. I want to say.
It kind of looks that way.
So it's right after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And way before Force Awakens.
Well, Force Awakens was like 20 years after.
Yeah. So it's not then. They're the original Stormtroopers still. Yeah.
They're still that model. But it looks good.
It does. I can't wait.
Also announced is that a Green Lantern TV show is apparently in the works at HBO Max.
Yeah, along with I think they said some other DC stuff too, which like makes me nervous for DC universe.
Yeah, it's like why would they? I think you even said it.
Unless they move them all to HBO Max.
I forget. It might have been you. I think we were talking about it just because it's like the budget wise, or someone else said hopefully that it being there they get more money than like Swamp Thing.
Oh,
it's like they had a budget and then they're like, oh no, we're not going to do it anymore.
North Carolina screwed them over.
Yeah. Where this one
never visit North Carolina again because of this.
Because of them. But yeah, I mean with Green Lantern probably being CG heavy.
It's gotta be, right?
Unless you pull a Smallville and like have them we're not gonna see them fly.
Oh god, that would have worked.
No aliens, no. Okay, so what's the show about then?
Just Hal Jordan it's Top Gun with Hal Jordan.
It would be funny if it's just like,
and then it's Shooter with Jon Stewart. We just go back and forth between them.
Honestly, I would totally watch that.
And then like at least the first season, I'd probably watch that and be like, all right, but they have to be Green Lanterns at the end.
We have to call them Green Lantern.
At the very end, they have to be, and then the show just changes. It does a 180. We're in space, season 2. I would watch it still.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, and then next up we got Pennyworth got renewed for season 2 on Epix.
I don't
Why
know
is the E so big?
Why is it an X?
Why is it an X?
Who knows?
Yeah, but I haven't seen this.
I haven't started watching
I don't
it.
have the channel, but I got season 2, so I kind of want to watch it.
I was
now.
gonna say it sounds like it'd be good enough, unless like Epix is like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
But we'll have to see on that.
I know I'll have to get that one illegally, probably.
Yes. And then CW is reportedly getting a Superman spinoff with Tyler Hoechlin, and Lois is going to be whoever the girl is. Yeah,
it's from Grimm. I remember that.
Also a pretty good show.
Never seen it.
Seen
parts.
It's not bad.
Of an
I was
episode.
just saying I haven't seen all the way through, but like the ones I've seen, I like it. But yeah, so they're doing a Superman spinoff.
Yeah,
which we'll see. I mean, they're doing so many spinoffs now.
Yeah, which one will survive and which ones won't? Because I feel like we're getting to that.
We're getting to the point where it's like, okay, how many?
Some of them aren't gonna make it through season 1, which is gonna suck because they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Witcher trailer. Final trailer came out. That releases in end of December 20th.
Oh wow! So I still got a while to go.
I can't wait for the show though. It looks awesome.
It does. It does look really
like
cool.
Game of Thrones,
yeah.
but more
magic.
Yeah, more magic.
I haven't even seen Game of Thrones, but I would.
Yeah,
imagine
there's not
more
really
magic.
much magic in Game of Thrones, if any. I think there's just dragons. There's one episode there you might be able to call stuff magic, but
sorry,
illusions.
An ice human is not magic.
He's not casting spells though or anything. So
well, then that's his fault.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they lost.
If he would have cast like Shield or something, he'd be okay.
Yeah, fine. But after playing the game, I really want to watch this. And I mean, Henry Cavill's great.
Yeah,
he looks great.
He looks
as him.
really good as him.
I love the very end because like Witchers could take like potions, like crazy potions that like the whole thing is like you can fight better.
He
and
looks
you can,
like
his face is all. They do it just the same in the game too, which is awesome.
really?
And so it's perfect. Like you could see like the potions running through his veins and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, they did a really good job.
Looks like the undead in World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
or like just like the one, or like the Lich King. This is my nerd coming out, but Coco would know. He would know if he's not going to hear this for another 6 months though.
The show's going to be over.
He's going to be done listening. But like one of the games, the character, like the prince character, turns and he becomes like undead. He looks very much like how
that.
he looks like in that. So it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks good though. I can't wait.
That's going to be fun. I still have to play those games.
Yes. At least 3, just 3. 2's good story.
I was going to say, doesn't the 3 like not start over, but like it picks up on a new spot, or they all kind of follow?
I mean, there's a part in the beginning where you could choose the things you chose in the second one because there's a bunch of different endings for 2.
Oh wow!
Which I've only played through once, so I only know one. No. But so my second time through 3, I switched up the difference.
Oh, okay. So you played differently.
Yeah, but 2's good though. It's a good story. The gameplay is a little weird. But 3 is like just everything. I was just saying
it's the perfect game.
It is.
And then last up, Jumanji: The Next Level got another final trailer.
This is going to be hysterical. The only downfall of this is that we're not going to get as much Danny DeVito as we should.
As Danny DeVito, right? You're absolutely right.
But The Rock as Danny DeVito won't be bad.
Yeah. Who would have thought that them remaking Jumanji would have been like, all right, I'm kind of excited for this another one.
They honestly, if they would have called it something else, maybe people wouldn't have saw it.
Yeah, because it easily could have been classified as something else.
Anything else. Like, it didn't have to be called Jumanji at all.
No.
Yeah. Because it really, I mean, I think, what is it? What's his name? Alan Parrish.
Alan Parrish.
They mentioned him once in the first one,
and it's like the last 5 minutes. They're like, "Oh yeah, this whole thing happened."
Alan Parrish lived here or something. Like that was it. But this one looks great.
This one looks fun.
Them all switching bot. Jack Black is
a national hero.
Get this guy an Oscar for.
What else does he have to do?
What else does he have to do? All right. Before we wrap up the episode, let's look ahead to what's up for Tim and Tony. 123. We haven't decided if we're doing Terminator 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We'll flip a coin probably.
Right before.
Right after this, we'll flip a coin. We'll see. Because I don't know. I like both of them.
And it's definitely been a while since I've seen either of them.
Yeah. Definitely longer for one though, probably.
Also, Luch, I haven't even seen the Terminator Genesis.
Yeah.
So I cannot call it the best one. Or I will not call it.
I will not. But I'll rank it at least 3.
It will at least make the rankings.
It will at least make the rankings. All right, so that's been our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. Remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner Movie Review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. And we are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.
Dynamic Duo.
Good night.
Dynamic Duo.
Good night.
Dynamic Duo.
Good night.